Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Mickey from Nail Nails, and in this video I have a manky nail. I have a gross nail that needs fixing.
I love the word manky.
Manky. Do they use that anywhere else in the world?
I don't think so.
No. Well, I have a manky nail that needs sorting out. It's a little bit gross. And I'm going to show you what to do if you are ever in this position, or you have a client that comes in and they have, a nail that needs some serious TLC. I need a fill. It's quite apparent that my nails are hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So those of you that watch the channel a lot will know a little bit about me. I do a lot of football and other sports activities. Hence, I have a poorly nail.
How did you do it, Kirsty?
Wow. It happened over a period of time of putting my hand through a net.
What did poor Annette do?
The football net. The football net ate my nail. It ate it. It didn't like it, so it thought it'd take a bite out of it. So yeah, I had a bit of trauma to my nail. So that caused a bit of onycholitis. So onycholitis, which is separation of the nail bed and the nail plate. So when this happens, you need to remove your nail extension or somebody else's. There's no point of keeping it on because you will cause further damage. So pretend this was the nail and it was on here. Yeah. Now if I move this, you can see how much of my nail was not attached to the nail extension. So all of this area here was not attached. If I left the nail on, this is a nice warm, damp area. What grows in warm, damp areas?
Gremlins.
Lots of nasty, nasty germs. So we don't want that. So I removed the nail to show the sheer trauma that has happened to my ring finger. But bears no ring.
Oh, the devastation.
Still single. So yeah, I've got a bit of trauma. I've left this for a few days. This is what you need to do. You need to leave that nail alone for a couple of days just so it can rest. It doesn't need to breathe. It has no lungs. But what does need to happen is this skin here, this nail bed, needs to dry out before we can do anything with it. You don't want to then put acrylic straight onto a damp, moist nail bed. Cause you problems, and we don't want that. So I've left it for a few days, and this is what we're left with, this monstrosity of a nail. So I'm going to show you how you can fix this, because once you've left it for a few days, 2 or 3 days, you can put a nail on top of it. But there's a certain way of doing it, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to prep my nails by pushing my cuticles back. I have the worst cuticles ever. The worst cuticles and the worst eponychium ever. Because I'm just such a hard-working woman and I do a lot with my hands, and they get a, fair amount of battering. I would like to have like some kind of treatment to my hand, my skin, to make it look less old. You can get like creams that you put some cotton gloves on and you go to sleep with them on. So once you've done that, I am just going to make sure I've got all of that cuticle away from that eponychium. So you see this? I need to get this cuticle away. So I can use the cuticle knife to do that. And I will quickly go round with the electric file just to smooth that out and make sure I've got rid of all of the non-living tissue. So I've got this on low speed. Then I'm just getting off any of the non-living tissue. And what this does is it just sort of exfoliates it off. It's not aggressive, you know, it's not like gonna cut any skin or anything. It's just exfoliating it. I get a lot of excess skin, you know, like calluses on my fingers because they are clearly not looked after. They get such a hard time, my hands do. Just cleaning it up, that's all I'm doing at the minute, so I can see what else needs to be done. And what I'm going to do now is take my e-file and go round here and take off this gel polish as well. Doing it all with my left hand. I am right-handed. I'm using my non-dominant hand. Anything could happen. Hopefully I'm still left with fingers. Right, so what I'm going to do now is take a 180 grit file and smooth out the sections that need it. So this contact area where it's making contact with my natural nail, I'm going to smooth it out, all using my left hand, which I hate doing. And I will abrade the natural nail. I'm going to do that on all the nails, but I'm going to show you this one first. So we're going to take care with this one. So I'm going to do around the cuticle area first. So I know that that's abrased. It's got the shine off. We've taken off that shine. And then I'm going to use the file like this at the end, because I want to be gentle and I just want to take off the shine. So we're just sort of etching into the nail. I'm going to do the same with these as I did the others. Smooth that fill line. You don't want to have like a line here. Smooth that down so we remove a bit of the product and also just lightly go over that natural nail. I'm going to wipe over with gel residue wipe off solution. You want it to look nice and smooth. Then we're going to use Nail Prep Dehydrator and acid-based primer I'm going to use because I want super adhesion. I'm using medium speed liquid. I cannot put a tip onto the pooly nail. So the nail that is damaged, we couldn't put a tip onto it. So let me show you why. So we've got a tip here. Really, the tip should be going here. What's missing?
Nail.
Nail's missing. And I can't put it all the way down there, because then half the nail has just got glue on and half the nail will have acrylic on, so it won't be stable. That's why we can't do that. So we're going to fit a sculpting form. This is how you're going to fix a nail that is like this. I get sent lots of images, especially on Snapchat, of people that have had a client come in or they've damaged the nail themselves and they don't know how to fix it. And it's really difficult to explain that. So this video is great for those people because you can see it for yourself. So, can you see what I'm doing? I'm placing it right at the end of where my natural nail is, which on this side is here. Yeah? And I'm going to close the form like you would normally. So it's nice and snug. This part of the nail bed that's exposed is now dry. So because we've left it a few days, it's dried out. It is perfectly fine to put the acrylic on top of that now. It's not great to put glue on it because the glue may, if you had to glue a tip halfway down and you caught it and it pulled up, it would pull the skin. It'd pull this nail bed away. Whereas the acrylic won't do that. The acrylic's got bounce, it's got flexibility, so it's not going to make it damaged. We're not going to do the nail really long. We're just going to do it, a normal salon length. So it's perfect to wear. So now the form's on. I'm going to put the Nail Prep dehydrator onto my natural nail. So just that natural nail area. On this one, I am going to put it on here too. I want this to be dehydrated as well. Then we're going to use the acid-based primer just on the natural nail. And you want to put it on and sort of watch it disperse so you don't put too much on. With the acid-based primer, you can put too much on. You see how it disperses? Now with this one, pop it on, let it disperse. Drag off any excess and just touch slightly where it isn't. You don't need it on here. That area will be sensitive to a acid-based primer. So don't put it on the natural nail bed that's there, exposed for all to see. Not for much longer. So we're going to use natural beige. So this is the oval size 10 nails brush. I'm going to pick up my bead and then I'm going to change hands. I'm going to do this nail first. I'm not going to start right at the cuticle. I want to get the length done first. You're creating a ballerina shaped nail with my left hand. Just saying, this is my non-dominant hand, so I'm not going too long. I'm not concerned about doing a baby boomer on here because it's going to be covered with gel polish. Now I'm going to pick up a bead. Oh my god, all with my non-dominant hand. Check that out. I've impressed myself. Press it down and then very gentle touch. Get that nice and neat at the cuticle area. So I'm going to make sure I've got my apex. The nail is thick enough but thin enough as well. So I've turned my hand round, I've got a better view from here. Now I'm only going to pinch this with my fingers. I'm not going to put a tool on and give it a really good pinch because I don't want to cause any kind of stress on my natural nail because it's already damaged. Now if the nail had got no damage on it whatsoever, then it wouldn't be an issue to put the pinching tool on. Just gently pinching it. What I'm going to do now is fill the rest of the nails. So make sure you blend that bead down onto the acrylic that's already there. So you get a nice even blend. So we've filled all of them. Let's take off the sculpting form from the pooly nail. That looks so much better already. It's like we've given it life again. Right, I'm going to file these. So with the ones that I'm filling, I've already got quite a nice shape in there. So they shouldn't take too long to file, just sort of perfecting the shape and making sure this cuticle area is nice and smooth. So you can see that I'm actually moving my right hand. I'm not. Now and then I will move my left hand, but I will actually move my right hand. So I'll move the nail that I'm filing and contour it. I'll show you the pooly nail. So the nail that's had a lot of trauma. I'm going to be quite gentle with my filing. I'm going to support the nail. You'll find it a lot easier doing it on somebody else. You'll be able to support the nail a little bit easier than doing it on yourself. But I need to support the nail. I don't want to cause any damage. So I will take a little bit more time and effort with this nail than I will with the others. I mean, the others are quite easy to file because they're only an infill. So I'm going to a 100 grit file now because I'm going to refine the surface a lot further and I want it done quite quickly. If I use a 180 grit file for this, it'll take a little bit longer. I don't want to cause excess pressure on my natural nail. Now I've filed, I'm going to buff these to make them smooth. So I'll make sure I buff right to the cuticle area. Very important. You don't want to have any kind of like demarcations around that area. You don't want to have any lifting caused by big demarcations. So if there's like really deep scratches, you don't want those scratches to turn into fracture points. Now, my damaged nail, if it was any worse, so if it had gone further down, I would need to grow that nail a little bit to let it grow out a little bit further up, just so I know that the nail could support the nail extension. If it goes any shorter than that, you need to advise your client or yourself to grow that nail out a little bit further. Now I'm going to wipe over with pure acetone. And that'll make everything nice and smooth, as well as getting rid of any of the dust. So I'll get rid of the dust off that nail. So there you are. I'm going to put a little bit of cuticle oil on. I'm not going to put anything on them yet because we're going to save these nails for another video. But you've seen how to fix that nail and how I fill my non-dominant hand. I do like these 2-for-1 videos.
I know, stop it.
And it feels really sturdy, you know. It really does. It doesn't actually feel unstable or anything. It feels quite nice.
One thing I think people are going to ask here is, but I thought you weren't supposed to put acrylic on skin.
There's a difference between a nail bed and skin.
Because it grows the nail bed from underneath.
Yeah, it repairs itself from within. Yeah, so that's still going to happen. It's still going to repair itself, but it is important that it needs to be dry. Like I said before, you don't want to put it on a raw, open wound. Don't do that. It was dry, it was sealed, so it was okay. So guys, I hope that video has helped you. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe. Don't forget, hit that like button. Bye-bye. Although somebody did tag me in something the other day about toes. And you could have your toes shortened.
What?
Surgically shortened, yeah.
What?
She tagged me in it for a reason, obviously.
Have you got long toes?
I've just got one that's a bit longer than... Not showing you. Not in this video. I've already got a gross nail. I don't need to be showing you my toes.